Alright, for the Paint 3D project, all materials can be found on our Teams page under the Project Resources channel here. You're going to go to Files and choose the folder titled Paint 3D. In here you'll find two presentations. The first one you should look through is called Paint 3D Bootcamp. Basically, it goes through the definition of digital art, the basics, some vocabulary to know, like what is a module, because you learn how to use Paint 3D in different modules, which are short little videos. Composition, because you're going to be arranging different elements of art in our project, and content is just a subject matter of your project. So I'll put this link in the description of this YouTube video, but if you click it, it takes you to Microsoft's page full of all of the videos you can watch to learn how to use Paint 3D. I also just break it down in mini slides if you want to, do a module by module. But the only link you really need is in the description of this video. It's also in this presentation, and I'll show you what that page looks like in a minute. Materials needed for the project: you need your school-issued computer and charger. That's because it has the Paint 3D program already installed on there. If for some reason your computer is broken or you lost the charger or something like that, you either need to go to TSI in the school to fix it, or you need to find another computer at home that has Windows 10. Not Apple, but uses Windows 10, because you can use Paint 3D for free on there. And note-taking materials for when you watch the tutorials and practice using Paint 3D. So once you've watched through those modules, you're going to start creating your project. So if you click Paint 3D Project, there's a little presentation on that. Basically, it just goes through different ideas you could do, different things you could create. Here we have a scene or a landscape, an object or character, or a collage about yourself. And if you have any other ideas, just ask. Really, it's very open-ended. You can create whatever you'd like. So the requirements: you need to use 3D shapes, you need to use color and brushes, you need to use at least 3 other tools that you learn about in Paint 3D, so stickers, text, etc. There's something called the 3D library. That is 3D shapes that already exist, that other people have made, that you can insert. I don't want your entire project to be from the 3D library. I want you to sculpt some things on your own. And then at the end, the last requirement, you need to turn in a screenshot, image, or video of your project, turned in with the completed reflection questions on Team, because that's how I'll grade those. So different examples of scenes or landscapes: there's, rooms, landscapes, dreamscapes, scenes from movies, TV, video games, media, homes or buildings, nature, any really scene-like structures. Down here I just have some building examples. Some of them are very Minecraft-like, but you can flip through, look through all of the examples in the presentation and see if you can get inspired. You can also use Google for different inspiration and ideas. So that was what we did for our daily point in class. And then I would screenshot this or save this slide in your Teams. It is our project checklist. So you have to plan and make a rough draft. You need to complete and save your Paint 3D project as a video or link. You need to turn it in on the Assignments tab with these 3 steps. You attach the project. You answer the reflection questions, the 4 for reflection questions I'll show you in a second, and you highlight the rubric with your score. And we will be doing a Paint 3D class critique once the project is due. So in order to turn it in, you would go to our Team's general channel. You would go to Assignments. You would click on Paint 3D Project and Reflection. It is a common assessment, so you have to complete it to pass this class. And if you open the document, it has the 3 instructions. You need to attach the image, video, or file of your project. You need to answer these 4 reflection questions, and you need to highlight all of your scores on the rubric. Once you do that, you can turn in the project. Next up, I'll show you what that tutorials link video page looks like. So if you click the link in the description or the link in the Paint 3D Bootcamp presentation on our Teams page, it'll take you to this web page. Basically, there are 4 different sections, and each section has a bunch of mini 1 to 2 minute videos. They're all pretty quick, of different tools you can use in Paint 3D, and they're very thorough on how to use them. I think one of the most important modules is Module 3, because it talks about the different 3D things that you can use. So I highly recommend you go through all of these. Actually, Module 4 has a lot of the 3D stuff. So I recommend you watch these videos, follow along and practice in Paint 3D on your own computer. And once you feel like you got the hang of how to use the program, then you can start thinking about what you want to make for your project and do it in Paint 3D. Next up, I'm going to show you what the Paint 3D program actually looks like. Alright, when you first open Paint 3D, you should see a screen that looks just like this. When you're starting a new project, you're just going to click this New button right here. If you are going back and continuing to edit a project you already started, you should click Open, and it'll give you a list of your saved projects that you can open up and begin to work from there. Once you click New for the first time, I'll show you what that screen looks like next. Okay. Once you open up Paint 3D for the first time, it's going to look a little something like this. This big white rectangle right here is your canvas. That is the background that you can change or keep blank. To get rid of your canvas, you would go up to these Tools tabs and make it disappear under the Canvas tab, which a module does talk about. So this whole bar up here are your different tabs for the different tools that you can use. This bar right here on the right hand side is your options bar. That is just how you can choose different shapes and selections within each tab. Right here are a bunch of different tools. So we have 3D view, so you can change between viewing your project in 2D and 3D view. Right here is the zoom in and zoom out button. You can use this button right here to paste any images you might have copied off of Google or something like that. We have our, typical tools, the selection tool right here, cropping images and items. There are hundreds of tools to use, so that's why it's important to follow along with the modules and practice in Paint 3D and take some time to do that. Right here is the menu button. You're going to click this to actually save your project every day before you exit out so you don't lose all of your work. And that's also how you can open up old things you have already saved. So once you click menu, I'll show you what that screen should look like next. Alright, once you click that menu button, your screen should look like this. When you are saving a project because you are not done yet and you need to come back to edit it, you have to save it as a Paint 3D project. If you save it as one of these 3 first, you won't be able to edit it again. So the first time you save it, you're going to click Save As, and then you're going to select Paint 3D Project. Once you are done with your project and it's ready to turn in, then you are going to click Save As again. And you are going to save it as either an image or a video. And there are a lot of cool options when you click on those, which you can see for yourself. A module in Module 5 also talks about this in more detail. After you save your initial project as a Paint 3D project, you don't have to click Save As every single day. You can just click Save, the same way it works in like a Word document or something like that. But for that first time, you need to click Save As, and for the last time to export your project, you need to click Save As. Because once you have that image or video, that's what you're going to attach to your assignment in the Assignments tab, and that is the thing that will be graded. So after you watch all the modules, make your project, turn it in, that's basically the gist of this. And you can always message me anytime for questions.